minutes to see if anybody else joins before started and everything. I hope all is well with everyone. I know I suck. I did not do. I'm so sorry. Things have been like super crazy where I am. So, apologies. But I did not want a whole month to go by without me at least um, giving you guys some time and, hopefully answering any questions that someone may have. So this is going to be a tower reading. I don't know, Austin, Texas could be significant. Austin, or somebody's name could be Austin. But that could be significant as well. Collective. So I don't know if you're in Austin, Texas. I don't know, maybe something could be going on down yonder, down your way, but we'll see. All right. Hopefully this will catch on. See what we have going on. Also, something could be happening with education. So there could be like some upcoming news, like education loans and things like that are going to be like student financial aid could be cut, or somebody could need somebody to co-sign for like a student loan or something like that. Or, I mean, this could be like a home loan or a business loan. I don't know. Somebody's financial aid could be running out, and so they may have to drop out of school and everything and come home and work possibly. Or, you could be a parent and you could be finding out that your child's financial aid is running out, and so you could be contemplating getting a second job. Or, this could also be a situation where somebody is sending their child. So this could be, this could be someone's child's freshman year, and perhaps you thought that, the financial aid was going to cover all of the expenses, and perhaps that's not happening at this time. And so now you could be like scrambling because, the baby's supposed to be going to school like in a week or something like that, or classes are about to start, and, you could have thought that you had everything, all done and dusted in terms of, financial aid or being able to pay for school, and, something could come out of like left field and everything, and you can suddenly find out that either you didn't get approved for a student loan, or, or you didn't get approved for enough. So somebody could have gotten approved for like a half a semester, or not a half a semester, but like, somebody could have gotten approved for 6 months instead of however, like half the school year instead of getting approved for the entire school year. And so now somebody could be, wondering how they're going to, pay or fill the deficit. So, hey, Alder, you said, can you play? I'm not playing, but you can definitely watch. Thank you for joining me. Thank everybody for joining me. So this could be where you're trying to figure out now how you're going to, cover the cost, cover the difference. So this could also be a situation where, you hadn't anticipated having to, co-sign a loan for someone, or, and you could be debating like whether or not you should, whether or not you want to. That's a big responsibility. What happens if somebody goes defunct on the loan? Now that's going to be my responsibility. That type of thing. Also, you could be going through like some type of financial or some type of financier, and the interest rates are astronomical. So you'll be paying back a $10,000 loan for 50, 60 years. And so, that could be something that you're dealing with at this time too. Somebody tried to move heaven and hell without having to take out some type of loan, or, somebody didn't want to have to go to somebody for money. Somebody, somebody just was trying to do it on their own. This could also be a situation where somebody could have borrowed some money from a loan shark, and the loan shark, is basically asking crazy ass points on whatever money they loaned out to somebody. I'm just hearing that points. I don't know if that's like, loan shark speak or whatever, but so this is a situation where somebody could have borrowed some money, and this could be to go back to school. This could be anything. They were in a crunch and they needed some money, and they went to someone who, that's what they do. They loan money out. They have it to give. And so now, this person basically is coming like, I want my money back. You borrowed, you owe me $1,000, and you could be looking like, but I only borrowed $500. You know what I mean? Like somebody wants like crazy interest. Or somebody could be looking at crazy interest. I look like my mother. Oh my goodness. The older I get, I can see her all in my face. It's so scary. Yeah, but that could be somebody's thing too. Welcome to everybody who's just joining. Somebody is a stalker as well. Okay. This is also a situation. Yeah, somebody's a stalker. Not only is somebody a stalker, but somebody is, so this could be a situation where you left someone, and basically their way of punishing you is to, put a financial, chokehold on you, or you like cut the funds off or cut off, financial support. So like say if you have a baby with somebody and you no longer want to be, and I'm speaking to my, I guess this could go either way. And, and say you no longer want to be with this person, would stop taking care of the baby simply because they're trying to punish you or, make you struggle and scuffle so hard that you basically are going to come back to them like, because out of, necessity, not because you love them, but because basically you can't make it on your own. And so, and somebody is playing that game. Somebody is mentally abusive. I'm not getting so much physically abusive, but somebody plays like somebody is a head fuck mind player, number one. And then two, somebody, they play money games. They play money games. So this is somebody who will cut off the credit cards. This is somebody who will empty out the bank account. This is somebody who, call them and say, hey, I need da-da-da-da-da for the whatever. And this is somebody who will say, well, don't you have such and such? Well, aren't you talking to such and such? Well, you should go ask them for it. I don't have it, or if you hadn't left or if we were still together, we wouldn't even have problems like this. You wouldn't even have problems like this because I would take care of everything. And somebody's just a fuck boy out here. This is also what I'm getting. So beware of that. And what do we have? A troll and a night owl. Somebody watches somebody all night long too. Somebody peeps through somebody's windows. Somebody sits on somebody's street. Somebody is not able to let go of the ghost. At the bottom of the deck, we have comfort pet. So this is something where somebody left somebody. Somebody left someone and somebody left somebody and they don't know what to do. Somebody's name could be Danny, Dan. All right. And they don't know what to do. So this could be a situation where, tale oldest time, man has girl, man doesn't know, let me rephrase because I don't want to offend anybody. And in this day and age, put the energies where they fit, right? But this could be a situation where, you're in a relationship and one person obviously loves the other more, and so what happens is, that person starts taking the other person for granted because they know that this person loves them and this person will do almost anything for them to make it work or, whatever the situation may be. This could also be a situation where somebody also thought that they had somebody on lock. I don't know if you guys can see the cards where they thought that they had somebody on lock. Hold on. Because they had the money. Hold on for a minute. Let me try to turn this light on for you all. Because they had the money. And so, this could be somebody who they had the money. They were the ones who took care of the bills. And so they treated the other person like shit. They talked to the other person like, they were a dog. They didn't respect the other person. They didn't, they just didn't do right by the other person. And the other person basically said, fuck you. And they left. And so now this person is just like, they don't know what to do. That's so much better. They don't know what to do. Okay, somebody can't sleep, somebody is up all night, somebody doesn't know what to do, somebody doesn't know what to, somebody eats out a lot, or somebody, eats takeout a lot, basically because their person was the one that cooked, you know what I mean? Somebody also thought that if they kept their person, saddled with a bunch of kids and everything, then their person would, not be able to leave them. Somebody basically, disappearing acts is what I'm hearing. Somebody pulled a disappearing act, like somebody disappeared on somebody. Somebody came, and I forget which reading this was, where I said somebody was gonna come home to like boxes or whatever. Somebody came home to boxes. Somebody is basically astonished. The number one reason why somebody cannot let go of a situation, and this is a situation where somebody cannot let go. They cannot let go. They are severely depressed right now. They are severely sad right now. Because the number one reason is this person's ego is fucked up, because they never thought that you would leave, or you never thought that they would leave. And somebody was like, fuck off, and dipped. And they dipped, and there is no coming back. There is no, let's talk about it. There is no, well, this person is just mad right now, and this person is going to blow off some steam. And when they do, what reading was that I did where I said that somebody had been planning their secret escape the whole, this may be a Virgo, where somebody was planning their secret escape the whole fucking time. So like, this is a situation where somebody would be in a relationship with someone, and the person, the other person, because, they had the money, or they were the sole breadwinner, or because they had a lot of kids or whatever it was, they felt like you would never leave, or you felt like they would never leave and everything. And somebody dipped. Somebody has a whole new life created. So while you was at home, I'm talking to the person who was doing the taking. Hey, Hachi. Hey, baby. Thank you for joining me. So I'm talking to the one who was taking the other person for granted. Okay, so if this is you, all right. So basically, while you were sitting at home, you know what I'm saying, with your chest all poked out, thinking that, you had this person in a trick bag and they would never leave and they would never whatever. This person was like, they was sitting at home quietly. So if you was talking shit to them, they was sitting at home taking it. If you was disappearing and, you was out doing your thing or whatever, and, and because they didn't leave, you figure like, yeah, this person will never leave me. This person will always da-da-da-da-da-da. No, they weren't leaving because they were dumb and lovesick. They weren't leaving because it wasn't time to leave yet. They didn't have all their ducks in a row. It was all. So it was kind of like, I'm going to let this motherfucker do their thing. I'm going to let them talk their shit. I'm going to let them do, whatever little grimy, whatever they want to do. Because in the back of their mind, I'm going to have the last laugh. Because guess what? He's laughing or she's laughing now. But I bet you when I make my move, I bet you they don't be laughing. And exactly right. And exactly right. Exactly right. And now somebody's mind is blown. They can't get over it. Their ego was hurt. They never thought that the person, I'm hearing somebody say, I never thought you would ever do that. I never thought you would. That famous line a man say, or a woman say, I never thought you would. And somebody is laughing. Like literally somebody is getting the last laugh off of somebody, literally. And this is what, this is what this person looks like now. A clown and a troll. Look at the eyes, bloodshot red. They can't sleep. I'm hearing R. Kelly, I can't sleep without you. Yeah, I can't breathe. Somebody basically, I don't even know the words to put into this. This is a situation where somebody got exactly what it was that they were asking for. This is, this is somebody who will be quick to say, get the fuck out then. If you think you can do better than me, get the fuck out. Where the fuck you gonna go? You don't have no money. You ugly. You this, da 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 da. Like somebody was like a real live mister from the Color Purple. Somebody would talk to their person like, like shit, because they figured they could. What else was this person gonna do? They couldn't do any better. In their mind, that's what they were saying to themselves. Like, shit, fuck that bitch. I get 10 more just like her. She wanna go. You know what I mean? He wanna leave. You know what I'm saying? I'll find somebody else. But they not gonna go because he don't have no job. He don't have no car. He need me to take him everywhere. She don't have no car. She don't have no job. She needs me to take her. Like somebody was just like very doggish like that. And the other person was just sitting there biding their time. And so now that they've made this move, so somebody basically got left. What I'm getting is somebody got left, and they've not been able to get over this. They've not been able to shake whatever this is. They've not been able to get themselves back on track mentally. Somebody could be having a nervous breakdown at this time. Somebody, is dealing with severe anxiety. Somebody, I did say somebody can't sleep. Somebody can't whatever. Like, this is a situation where somebody is becoming, increasingly obsessed with the situation, increasingly obsessed with what it is that, the other person is now doing, why the other person is not calling, why the other person is not texting. Somebody is like basically over there running themselves crazy, worried about or thinking about what the person that left them is doing. And that's namely because, they never thought that it would happen. And so now somebody is sitting here putting all the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a situation where now this person is looking back on, past events, and now it's all starting to make sense about why this person, may have been so forgiving, or why this person, decided to stay after you damn near broke their jaw. Or why this person, stopped caring whether or not that you came home from work and everything. You know what? I did laser on this, and then I turned around and put bleaching cream on my scars and did not know that you were not supposed to go out into the sun and do that. And now I have to do all of that all fucking over again. Isn't that horrible? Hachi, remember that? Look at that. I look like a chocolate chip cookie. But anyway, they're like all of the pieces of past events. So, this is the reason why somebody, or why, that person stopped caring whether or not I would come home at night. Sure, they didn't care if I came home at night, because see, the longer I was gone, then that meant, they had all this free time to sit there and put their master plan together. Somebody also was finding out that they're divorced. So what does that mean? That means that the other person basically could have doctored up, or there's some type of, okay. In some instances, somebody could find out that they're divorced because it could come out that their name was forged on some type of, my throat has been itching ever since I started doing this reading, so I don't know. But, that it could come out to somebody, basically forge somebody's signatures on some paperwork, okay? Or that somebody has gone so far as to file for legal divorce and or separation. Like something is done. And the person that is getting left, they never even saw this shit coming. Okay? So that is the overall gist of that energy. Yes, the person who left, first of all, if this is a situation where, say you are the person that left someone, all right, and while you were with this person didn't appreciate, all the things that you did for them. This person didn't appreciate, the influence and or role you had in their life. Somebody did not, appreciate it, didn't, they weren't thankful for it. They didn't cherish it. They didn't protect it. They didn't, nurture it. They basically, just thought they could find this shit in anybody. And so now that they don't have it, that old saying, you don't miss the water till the well runs dry. This is what you're seeing right now, is that basically, the person that is getting left, Now that the water has run dry, now this person basically is starting to realize all the little things that you actually did. So now that you're not there, you know what I'm saying, this person doesn't have clean underwear every fucking week. You know what I'm saying? It just magically gets done. This person, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have their razors replenished, or, you know, toothpaste replenished, or, you know, toiletries and things like this. Now this person basically has to go out and do all these things for themselves, and somebody is starting to say, damn, I fucked up. Okay? Like, maybe I should have, you know what I'm saying, appreciated that shit more. Or, you know, so this is given, you know, one person stays at home while the other person works. And, you know, obviously the breadwinner, the person who brings home the money, obviously they think that, you know, what they do is most important, because, you know, what they do, you know, brings home the money that is needed to operate the house, which is true, you know, but not considering that the person's role that stays at home is equally important, because the only reason why you're able to go out there and make that money is because I'm at home, you know, doing everything else and putting everything else in place so you can go out there and be successful. You can't go out there and make that money. You don't have clean socks. You can't go out there and make that money. You know what I'm saying? If you've not been to the doctor, and, you know, or, you know, I'm just using those things as an example. And so, you know, somebody is starting to realize, you know, that, hey, the person who stayed at home, they, you know what I'm saying, were just as valuable to this, you know, dynamic as me, because basically they were the wind beneath my wings. And so now that somebody doesn't have that, somebody is desperately missing that. Somebody is not handling this breakup well. And like I said, somebody is becoming increasingly more and more obsessed with the situation. Namely because this is, you know, this could be a situation where perhaps you were dealing with somebody who had, you know, chemical imbalance issues, or, you know, you were dealing with somebody who just was a hothead, or, you know what I mean, quick tempered, or, you know, or just whatever it may be. And you were the only thing that could really like calm this person down and, you know, bring this person back down to reality and everything. And so now that you're no longer in this person's life, shit, you got you a mess. Okay. This motherfucker is mad as hell, and the whole world can get it. They don't know where their person is, who's loving their, I'm hearing who's in vogue. The very beginning, so I guess that was a Michael Jackson song, the Jackson 5. Somebody's last name could be Jackson, I guess. Somebody's name could be Michael. Tito, Jermaine, I forget what the other one's name was. But anyway, so, you know, I'm hearing who's loving you now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wants to know who's loving you now, because you got to be loving somebody. If you're not, I mean, if you would just pick up and make a move like this. And in some instances, somebody could actually have met someone else, and that's what gave them the inspiration to, you know, get their shit together and leave. But in some instances, and I'm hearing more instances than not, there was no other person. They were just tired of your shit. They were tired of being called a bitch, or tired of being called worthless. They were tired of, you know what I'm saying, you putting the hands on them. They were tired of, you know what I'm saying, you coming home drunk. They were tired of finding numbers in your phone. They was tired of, you know, they was just tired. I'm just tired. You don't want it? You don't appreciate it? Cool, fuck it. I'll give it to somebody else. Or I'll just take it away from you. Let me pick my love up and go over yonder. And now that somebody has gone over yonder, now somebody is sick. Somebody could have worked third shift. Or somebody was supposed to be working a third shift. So this could be a situation where somebody's supposed to be working at night, and basically they were lying, and they were, you know, using this time to go meet their little side. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. is you were actually supposed to be at work while you're at home berating me and making me feel like I'm not shit or I don't contribute enough or, you know, da 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 da. So this is also a situation where somebody basically, because they, you know, fancy someone else, they were quite doggish to them. You know how people get when they have somebody else in their back pocket? You know that. That's when they get to hanging up on you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to argue with you. I don't want to hear that dumbass shit. You are always, you know, you're always complaining. You're all, you know, it's always, you're always doing something. And somebody, you know, yeah, did a little research investigation and somebody could have found out that when they were supposed to be at work or, you know, whatever the situation is, somebody was actually dating someone else. And this is dating, okay? So somebody was entertaining a whole other relationship. This is also a situation where somebody basically could be getting caught or could be getting outed. So we're going to go away from the whole, you know, whatever. And now we're going to go down a different lane where somebody could be getting caught. Meaning, you know, the other person is bringing, you know, the proof and the whatever that they, you know, to the, like, hey, I know you've been seeing somebody else. I know you've been fucking around with somebody else. I know you've been meeting up with somebody else. And the person that's being accused, they're trying to stay cool. They're trying to stay calm, namely because they don't know all of what you know. Okay, so their whole thing is, well, I'm not going to say anything until I know what you know. But really, they are shitting themselves. Like, who is she? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not with that person, or, you know, it wasn't like that. It was just a whatever. So this is a situation that if somebody is entertaining somebody on the side, when they have to go out with their side, they always make sure to carry themselves in a way that if you were to see them, you wouldn't think that there was anything romantic going on. All right, because he's not going to be, or, you know, they're not going to be all loved up and everything, because first of all, one of the people is not going to do that. So this is not like we out in public, I'm holding your hand, or there's no type of PDA. There's none of that. You know what I mean? So that way, if anybody does see us together, I can just be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I was a co-worker and it was all of us together. Like, somebody is a very gifted cheater, by the way. So I'm hearing somebody, like, well, I'm seeing, like, you know, somebody when they go out with their little side or whatever, and they go to, like, you know, like, say if they go to a restaurant, they're going to always sit in an area where there's more people, you know what I mean? So it looks like a group setting instead of, like, you know, a date. So that way, if their person comes in and catches them, they can be like, oh, you know, I work with this person. These are all our coworkers. We just all went out, you know what I'm saying, for something to eat. So this is also a situation where, you know, and I don't know why this is coming to me. Perhaps, you know, somebody is saying, how come whenever we go out, you know, somebody will always say, let's sit at the bar, instead of let's go sit at a booth or let's go sit at a table. So that way, and they'll always, you know, sit closer to other people. So that way it looks like it's a group outing. I don't know why that just came to me, but, or perhaps, you know, that is what happened. And, you know, you kind of like saw your person and this other person on several occasions. And finally, you know, you catch them in a setting, you know, where there's no way that you can rationalize or lie your way out of, motherfucker, you was on a date. Hey, Michael Stevens. Hey, babe. You said, is this the dog tarot? I don't know. But whoever this dog is, he's looking like, I don't know. Like, what you talking about? Like, I don't even know her. I don't know him. Like, you know, like, what? You need to calm yourself down. You need to relax. Somebody is playing that to somebody's a hell fuck mom player, like I said. But somebody is nervous because they've been caught. and the way that they've been caught, or something has come out that basically there's no humanly rational explanation for what this is. There's none. You know what I mean? Outside of you are fucking around with this person or you're conspiring. This doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This could be, on some other shit. Like, two people are not supposed to know one another, not supposed to be working with one another, supposed to hate one another. You know what I mean? And this is like the illusion that, I'm hearing two people have sold people an illusion that they are at war, or not at war, but they are like enemies, take that and put that how it is with somebody else, when in actuality they are in collusion together. The Ukraine could be significant. Yeah. Somebody also, this is also a situation where somebody could be, this is given that situation where that man was at that ball game with that woman, and apparently he was some CEO of some very high profile company and everything. And, once that information came out, he got fired from his job. This is also giving me that episode from the show Scandal, where it came out that this woman was having an affair with a judge. And so basically, the judge was getting ready to be appointed by the president, as a Supreme Court justice, or nominated as a Supreme Court justice. And the woman was an attorney at a high profile company. And so basically, she was, about to get fired, and he obviously lost the nomination. This is given some type of energy like that. Like people were being monitored and they didn't know that they were being monitored. Also, you could find out that you were being monitored by somebody, and these people are nervous now and they're trying to keep a cool head and a cool whatever, but they know that somebody is a goddamn spy. Also, somebody with red hair, orange hair. She's an op. She's being forced to do something. This could also be a situation. This could also be a situation where it turns out somebody is some type of secret, whatever, snitch, op, whatever. And this person could be getting outed because somebody could have happened, on a late night to be up and strolling around. And so this could just be a situation where, say this person was meeting somebody at a restaurant, you know what I'm saying? And, say somebody that knows her, just happens to, be driving down the street and look over and see her sitting in a restaurant with somebody. This could even be a situation where, this person gets caught cheating with somebody. And that's how this person gets caught. Somebody just so happened to be riding down the street, or just so happened to be walking by and saw, these two people together. Only these two people ain't supposed to fucking know each other. Danny's. I don't know. Denny's could be significant. Somebody could have a Denny's in their area. One that possibly stays open 24 hours. I don't know. But anyway, somebody could be getting caught. Okay, that could be coming out that somebody meets somebody on the late night, either to cheat or to get some. Hey, Don Santo, thank you for joining me. New sub, like 7, my name is Denise. Pick a card for me, please. Okay, so Michael, tell her, you say you have that deck. I love this deck. So at the end of the reading, I'm going to ask a general question, all right? And then, or I'll pick a card for you. And if you have to log off before the reading is over, come back to the reading and listen, because I will answer the question for you. All right, I will do that for you. Thank you for joining me. All right, so somebody's getting caught like that. Somebody, first of all, I keep going back to there was a partner who was loyal. Okay, loyal. No matter what you was going through, this person had your back. This person was there. You knew that, as long as this person was there, everything was going to be okay. And somebody fucked that up. And so now they don't have that anymore, and somebody is worried. Also, somebody is worried because somebody is worried that they're getting snitched on. So everything I just said about two people were meeting up, these two people are not supposed to know each other, these two people are not supposed to be dealing with one another, is something about these two people that they have to sneak, okay? And that they have to meet up in secret. This is, I'm hearing clandestine. This is a very clandestine mission, or Mission Impossible. Also, somebody's name could be Ethan. But this is a very clandestine type of relationship. Also, something could be coming out about the past. So this is one of these situations where somebody could also be getting ready to publish a documentary, or so how every few years they release unclassified documents and everything, and then we get to learn the real truth about what the fuck that happened in this here country. And somebody could be about to release a documentary, and somebody is nervous as shit about it. They're trying to act like they're cool and that they support this, but really they are worried about this. This is giving me, so Sean Penn is supposed to be releasing a documentary and or making a movie from the perspective of one of the police officers that got injured during that whole, storm on the White House thing. And supposedly it's got Cheetos nervous about that. So this could have something to do with that. But if not, this could be something similar to that. This doesn't necessarily have to be, something that's cinematic. This could just be, perhaps there's some type of secret, and powerful people are involved. So this could be your local politicians or, things like that. And, some shit could be coming out now. Also, this is a situation where two people committed a crime, and perhaps, two people committed a crime. All right. Or one person committed a crime and the other person helped them. All right. So a man could have committed a crime. All right. And he used a woman to be his alibi. Not in all circumstances, but this is definitely something. And he used this woman to be his alibi. Or this woman could have been, with him at the time when he did commit, whatever this is. Somebody got murdered, all right, or unalived, whatever the fuck. And this broad either knew about it, set it up, or was fucking there when it happened. Period. Fucking period. And this, because of this, people could have started asking questions. This person could have been, all right, let me get beyond that. First of all, the chick is scared of the nigga that she's covering for or was with. That's number one. Okay? Because apparently somebody could be, and not apparently, but somebody could be asking questions, or there could be a renewed interest. And so this could have been a cold case, but now some new information has come about. And so now the police are starting to ask questions, or people are starting to ask questions. And so now this chick is worried because basically she knows this nigga ain't got no problem fucking offing her if it means that it's going to, mean his freedom. So she could be scared for her life because she's scared of this man. Also, she also knows it because people are starting to ask questions now. She's starting to get implicated, and so now she could be talking to people and they're like, it's just a matter of time before they put two and two together. You better be trying to make a deal, you know what I'm saying? So that way whatever happens, you're gonna be okay. Whatever this is, two people were fucking meeting up and they were not supposed to either know each other. So this could be the two people who committed the crime together or have something to do with the crime, and they're meeting up. Somebody could be meeting up in secret to try to get their cover story together. Somebody's been called into questioning, or somebody is getting scared that that they will be called into questioning, and so now these are people who are sitting here trying to get their cover story together. Well, if they say this, then we were da-da-da-da-da, and don't forget, you were with me at this time, or, this happened, and da-da-da-da, and the girl was like, okay, well, what if they say this? So basically, this girl could have got caught into questioning. So whereas when this crime first happened, nobody suspected her. Her name was never mentioned. She was whatever. All that it probably could have been was perhaps, some questions were being asked, and, somebody asked this man, and he was like, no, I was with, my girl when this happened, da 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 da. This is my girl's name, and this is where she was at and everything. And so, the police left it alone. Like, oh, okay, well, he has an alibi because he was with this girl. So now it could come out that, that the alibi is bullshit and he couldn't have been with his girl. Why? Because now there's some evidence that comes out that she was with somebody else, or, she was at work, or she wasn't with him. That's the bottom line of that shit. She wasn't where the fuck he said she was. Excuse my mouth. But I missed y'all. But she wasn't where he said she was. And so now that information is coming out. And so now, and so now this could be like, Miss, somebody's name could be Rose. Because I'm hearing Miss Rose, Miss Rosalie, Miss Rosalind, Miss Rosalind, Miss Rosa, Miss Rosie. Something about Rose. Okay. Somebody could also have somebody buried underneath their rose garden. FYI too. I don't know why that just came up, but I just see toes sticking up from behind rose bushes. So I don't know what the fuck. But anyway. Whoo, baby. The fuck y'all got going on out here in this world. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway. And so now, this could be like Miss Rose, Miss Rosie, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Can we talk to you for a second? Some information came out that, you knew this person, or you were with this person, or, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so now, she's sitting there under the gun because she don't know really what to say, what not, because she doesn't know what the police knows, So somebody could be sitting there under questioning and they're trying to keep cool about it, because they don't want to say too much, because they don't want to incriminate themselves, but they are very nervous out here. Somebody is a nail biter. Somebody is like just biting their nails. Like, you can just like, somebody is visibly nervous. This person is lying. Like, they can't even get their their mannerisms or anything together. Like, somebody is nervous. So this could be a situation where, this could be an officer that's speaking to her and asking her questions, and she's just like, yeah, I was there. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot I wasn't there. So somebody could be switching up their story as well. But anyway, long story short, whomever this person's accomplice is, they're nervous now. They're nervous. And so somebody could be watching someone because they know that, this person could crack. Somebody could have a pit, a chocolate pit. Somebody puts dog dresses and shit on their dogs too, possibly. Somebody is like stalking the other person to make sure that this person keeps it. So somebody knows that they are under surveillance, either by the police or by their accomplice. but somebody does not feel safe out here. Somebody is a nervous wreck. Somebody doesn't know what to do. Somebody doesn't know what to say. Somebody doesn't know what they know. Somebody doesn't know what you know. I don't know, but somebody is a nervous fucking wreck. Somebody basically has been, first of all, somebody is getting questioned because they've been under surveillance for quite some time. I said this during my first channel about 3 years ago, about 4 years now. And I said that somebody basically was going to be under surveillance. Okay. And they were not going to know that they were under surveillance. And so what that means is, so say somebody committed a crime. And so, they're under surveillance for the crimes that they committed. Right. But not knowing that they're under secret surveillance and stuff, they, are all on the phone talking to other people. And so now, basically they talking about other shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so now they are under surveillance for more stuff, and the people that they're talking to now are now on the radar. You say you miss me. I'm glad you guys are here, because I've had a very rough month. I'll tell you. But so now the people that they're talking to are now, under surveillance and everything. So, this is a kind of like a domino effect. And so now the police are just basically, they've got all of these leads, or now, it's coming out straight. This doesn't necessarily have to be the police. This could be like some hood shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody off somebody, or somebody unalive somebody in the hood. And perhaps, this person had an airtight alibi. Like, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me to kill little Marco. Somebody's name could be little Marco, little Marky, little Mark. It wasn't me. I wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? And da-da-da-da-da-da. And at the time, it made sense. But now, some more information is coming out that, not only it could have been this person, all along, because now this person kind of find out him and, little Marco had beef or whatever behind the scenes, because they was actually, fucking around with the same woman, or, there's some type of motive, or maybe motive wasn't uncovered initially, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, let me get some oracle cards. That's a lot of cards off of just pictures. Hey, Nakia. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope that you get something useful out of it. Not everybody's energy is here. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you guys get stuff that helps and all. Yeah. Somebody is nervous because they know it's just a matter of time before they get named, before they get fingered, before the fingers point to them, before they get called in for questioning, before they get arrested, before they whatever. The person, basically, I'm saying this again, they're here who is confirmation. But there's a woman out here who basically, she's in fear of her life, because she knows that this shit is getting ready to explode and be cracked wide open, and she's getting ready to be named, and he's getting ready to be named, and some shit is gonna go down, and this motherfucker gonna have no problem unaliving them, none. And they know, so somebody is like somebody has bodies on them. Somebody is a known killer. Period. Somebody has been to the penitentiary before, possibly several times. And I take that back. Whoever this is, I take that back. This is not somebody who's been to the penitentiary several times. This is somebody who's been to the penitentiary maybe once, if ever. And that's the reason why they will go to the lengths that they are willing to go, so they will never have to go back. Somebody ain't going to jail, period. If they got to kill you, your mama, your mama's mama, everybody's mama, they not going to jail, period. And whoever this woman is, she knows that about this person. She knows that. So this is giving This is giving somebody's this could be like some type of expose energy. This is like some type of expose energy, and somebody's side bitch comes forward with what she knows. Bam. Somebody's name is Red. I've been saying that. Somebody wears red shoes. Somebody always has something red on. Somebody's favorite color is red. Not sexy red. I'm hearing what she's saying, Glorilla's thing. Play with me and I'll put a pole in your teeth. Yeah, there was some type of gun violence, and somebody could be under questioning or is under surveillance. Somebody also could be balding around the top of the head. They still have like hair along the sides and everything, but like say around the top, like forehead and everything. Somebody could also have a goatee. Somebody could also have a large nose as well, and gap teeth. This could also be a situation where somebody could be balding, and so they basically keep their hair cut low. And somebody has been so stressed the fuck out about whatever this is. Somebody is not keeping themselves up. Somebody is not taking care of themselves because all they can think about is either the love that they lost or that they are about to go to jail or be named in something. And so jail would be imminent. Even if this is not jail, so say somebody, it comes out that somebody did have something to do with somebody's unaliving, this person is worried about the repercussions that the streets are gonna bring. This is also a bitch out here who, because she feels some type of way about you, or because perhaps, you all got into it, perhaps you broke up with her, or whatever it is. Somebody did say somebody did not take a breakup well. So because you could have left this broad or something like this bitch decides that she's going to go out there and put all your business in the street and tell your secrets and everything and tell where all the bodies are buried. Somebody is a hateful, mean ass woman. Like, yeah, I'm hearing somebody like, yeah, because I know for a fact he did da-da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, because I know where he keep his money at. Yeah, I know where he keep his dope at. Yeah, I know where he keep his da-da-da-da-da-da at. Yeah, I know where he keeps his, That's this person right here. Somebody is talking to the police, or somebody is dropping a dime on somebody. Is dropping a dime on somebody with the police because basically, they feel some type of way. Yeah, that's messed up. Well, whoever this is, yeah, that's messed up. All right, we have conundrum, the scheme, and the keeper. The plea and be gone. At the bottom of the deck, we have mourning, number 18. Well, somebody could be born on the 18th. Oh, wow. Somebody could be born on the 18th. Somebody could be born on the 22nd. Somebody could be born on the 9th. Somebody could be born on the 12th. And somebody could be born on the 10th. We also have Virgo, Sagittarius, Libra. And more Virgo energy. We also have Aries. And then we also have more Libra energy. Okay. Okay, well, conundrum in the scheme. All right, this is also a situation where somebody doesn't know which which way to go with someone or with something. A Pisces could be significant as well with these fish. All right, it could feel like somebody is just like talking in circles, or somebody is not getting anywhere with somebody as well. Somebody is always trying to, conjure up some great, scheme, or somebody always has a can't miss, can't lose type of scheme that somebody is always trying to sell somebody else or trying to get somebody involved and everything. Also, somebody could have a lot of kids. So this could be a situation where somebody had a lot of kids, thinking that if they had a lot of kids, eventually their kids would grow up to take care of them. So this was somebody's, this is what somebody banked on. I don't know what this is. This is what somebody banked on when they became a parent. So this is somebody who, is not a full-time parent. This is somebody that will go, possibly have a bunch of women, make babies everywhere that they went and everything. And, and they figured if they had a lot of babies with a lot of different women, well, then, they would always have some place to go, or some woman would always be there to help them, or however it goes down. Also, they had a lot of kids. Well, then, if their kids were successful, then that means that they will be successful. All right. Somebody could have 4 children as well. All 4 of the kids are saying the same thing, or all 4 of the people are saying the same thing. Like, no, nigga. All right. Somebody could also realize that somebody was just basically using them for, a place to stay, or for what it was that they could do for them, or, whatever this is. Also, there is somebody who, who feels that you are standing in the way of something. So this could be, this person, is becoming increasingly more upset or more obsessed, with the fact that, you will not support them, or you're gone, or whatever this is, because they feel like, you being gone, or you not being supportive of you, or you not being cooperative is the reason why they can't succeed, or why they can't flourish in something. This is the first time I've ever used these cards before. I've had them for about a year, and I've never used them. I have a bunch of cards back here I've never used before. I will try to make an effort. But anyway, that you're the reason why, they can't make any progress, or they can't, get other people on board to support or something like that. And they could just really want you out of the picture. Somebody also realizes that because nothing is going to happen unless you are a part of it, or unless you do support it, or give your say so, that, this person will realize that maybe they are going to have to come to you and make nice, or, whatever. Fires. Something about the fires being successful, or I'm not being successful. I don't know where that came from, but something about the fires that have been set. They're supposed to be wildfires, but they all seem to be allegedly, in areas that are prime real estate, prime for redevelopment. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and that could come out about that actually something about those fires, that somebody actually, that, perhaps they were set, or something about a fire. Perhaps somebody's house is on fire, or somebody, attempted to set someone's home on fire, or attempted to set fires, or something like that. Also, somebody could feel like you put some magic on them, or you put something on them, and that's the reason why nothing is going right for them. And so somebody could just be like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you just undo whatever it is that you did type of situation? I don't know. Maybe somebody did put something on someone. somebody's really grappling with that angel devil, type of situation, because somebody really wants to hurt somebody. Somebody thinks that possibly if they get rid of somebody, that they will basically get all that they are entitled to, or all that they are supposed to, they feel they're supposed to, receive in this world. So I'll use this as an example, and I'm going to use this as an example because the person whom I'm thinking about, their birthday is right here. Okay? So this is a situation where you have a man who basically has been like a deadbeat dad, for the most part. They weren't really a stable, parental figure in their children's life. All right. This is somebody who basically, had kids with, several different people, but basically thinking that, they would always have somewhere to fall back on or somewhere to stay, between at least one of the baby mamas or baby daddies, at least one of them would always check for him or look for him, look out for him. The kids would too, you know what I mean? And so this could be a situation where perhaps this parent has like some scheme, some get rich, quick scheme, and they want to use the children, or perhaps, because they have been busy working their schemes and everything, they haven't been supporting you, financially. I'm speaking to the custodial parent. They hadn't been, supporting you financially, doing their fair share when it comes with the kid, when it comes to the kids or whatever. And so now, lo and behold, they basically need your help, or they need the kids' help. And, you were the kid. It's just like, no, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to get involved with that. That's not da-da-da-da. Perhaps, the other parent feels like the custodial parent, is the one that's influencing, the situation, influencing, the children to not want to spend time with them or not want to help them or something like that. When in actuality, it just might be the past actions of that parent. And not so much the custodial parent, but the other person, won't see it that way. Obviously it's everybody else's fault, but theirs. And so now, this person is like, if I could just get rid of that person, I would have it. Or, if I could just get rid of this person and everything, I'd be able to, work my scheme or work my plan or get whatever it is, X, Y, and Z. Somebody could be planning to unalive somebody as well. This could also be a situation where somebody refuses to get involved with somebody else, because this could be a situation where you tried to warn them, or, you tried to let them know that, hey, this person may not have your best interests at heart. This person may, just be using you. This person may only be around for what it is that they can get or whatever it is that they can gain from you. And perhaps this other person actually listened, and now they can finally see, perhaps what you were trying to warn them about. Somebody was constantly trying to, obviously this says salvation, but with the salvation card, somebody was constantly trying to show somebody. Okay, how can I say this? I'll use my situation. Okay. So, with my son's father, he wasn't the best dad. You know what I'm saying? He was out doing X, Y, and Z. He was out loving different broads, taking care of other people's babies and all this other stuff, whilst he had kids of his own, not just the ones he had with me, but he had, other children as well. And so, basically the person whom he was in love with and the child that he waited on and doted on for whatever the reason, that's no longer a situation. And so now, my son's father, is like kind of like trying to, now create or establish that type of rapport or relationship, say with his kids. And the kids are, grown now. You know what I mean? Like, those times where, you would be able to tell a child what to do or, what not to do, or be able to wield your influence over that kid, that time has passed. You'll never be able to get that time back. And, I know he didn't handle that well. So it could be something along those lines as well. Like, we were trying to, get you to go in this direction. We were trying to, so this would also be a situation where somebody was offered a plea and somebody refused to take the plea deal. And so now that, the reckoning is happening, now somebody is like, I need help, save me. But now the people who originally tried to, help out, they're like, we tried to tell you what to do. We tried to, tell you to save yourself, or we tried to tell you to help yourself. You wouldn't listen. So now we can't. This is also a situation where somebody is done, trying to overlook somebody's misdoings to them or ill doings to them. So this is a situation where somebody was trying to make a saint out of a sinner. Meaning this person, while you were continuing to show this person love and, forgiveness, no matter how many times they may have violated the relationship or violated the trust or violated you. I'm getting hot. Hold on for 1 second. And violated you. You always found a way to forgive this person and say, hey, you know what? Come back. I want you in my life. I want you to be here. I want to work this out. And this person, they took that for granted. So all the times you tried, all the times they should have been there and they weren't there, somebody is now thinking about how that is playing out in their present life in real time, if that makes sense. All right. Yes, also somebody, so this is also a situation where you could be trying to protect somebody because that somebody is just trying to take advantage of the other person, and perhaps this person is, innocent, or this person is naive, or this person is not as experienced as you are to be able to recognize when somebody is trying to take advantage of them, or when somebody is trying to, I'm hearing somebody is very nice, nasty. So this could be a situation where somebody, they'll say like little slick shit to you, but they'll do so like as they're laughing, you know what I mean? So they, they could be like, oh, I'm just joking, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I didn't mean it like that. Like, why are you so sensitive? Like, I can't even joke with you. I can't even da-da-da-da-da. And you could just be telling this person like, no, that bitch was trying to be funny. Fuck all that. Like, they was trying to be funny. And, perhaps they would not have seen it, in that way had you not been there. So somebody could start to recognize how actually, so this could be like, your child, where, your child could have looked at you, or, perhaps other people were trying to make it seem like, oh, your parent is just trying to control your life, or, they just want to tell you what to do, or they just don't want you to do X, Y, and Z. And, somebody could have been trying to, paint you in a bad light when all you were trying to do was, possibly protect this person, right? And so now a situation could have come up where it's like, oh, okay, now I see, you know what I'm saying? So this person was trying to protect me all along from you, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, it being the other way around. So somebody now sees the truth. This person just wants to control your life. This person just wants to do this. And then in the same breath, hey, can you do this for me? And so now the other person is starting to see where the other one is a con artist. So you only want to be around me because of what you think I can do for you. That type of situation. So somebody believes that you're the reason why their plans got foiled. Or Scorpio could be significant with this warning card, this coffin card. The 18th could also be significant. So is the 19th. and the 17th. Somebody could also be dying as well. And so somebody could be very, somebody could be considering getting baptized too. Perhaps because somebody is sick or somebody's health is failing, they could want to, go to God. I'm sorry for eating an M&M. I'm like so hungry. But they could want to, they could start to think about their life and looking back and looking at all the things that they've done, all, the ways that they violated other people. And somebody could, want to change that at this time too. Or perhaps this is what somebody needs to do. So this could be a situation where somebody had you painted out as a villain in their mind. And perhaps an event happened or some type of circumstances unfolded, or perhaps they spoke to somebody else. And that person let them know, like, hey, listen, the only villain is you. This person isn't a villain. This person just sees that you don't have the other person's best interest at heart. Or this person sees that somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart. And they were just trying to protect you, or they were just trying to look out for the other person. Actually, if anything, you should be apologizing to this person because this person, da-da-da-da-da-da. First of all, it's very hard to pull something over on somebody because somebody has the gift of sight, of second sight, period. So trying to pull something over on somebody who can, who just knows, that's pretty fucking hard. Somebody is a Scorpio. So it's like, somebody basically, first of all, somebody has the gift of sight. Somebody is like crazy tapped in to the point where this is beyond just a reader. This is somebody who, I don't even know the word. I don't even know if gifted is the word that I would even use in this situation. This is somebody who they have the gift of sight. All right. This is somebody who can see, period. Whether they have cards, whether they don't have cards. This is somebody who, you say something. So this is like a Neo. Okay. So if this tarot card reader or this reader, whoever this person is, could be compared to somebody, you would compare this to like a Neo. So you saw like, hey, Rosalina, hey, baby. So I had just said something about Rosie or something. I don't know. But like in the one of the final scenes in the Matrix and everything. And by the way, you all please go back and watch that movie because we have like a real life Matrix thing happening in real time. But anyway, how he basically could see reality in code. So, and they, like he could see. That's all I can say is he could see. So whereas, we would just see like, the things that we see every day. He would see that and beyond, the code that creates all that. And so basically, he could see. So basically, there's somebody out there that it really doesn't matter what you say to this person or how, like this person can see. So like if you come to this person and, you think that you're going to be able to lie to this person and or beguile this person, it's not happening. It's really not happening. Somebody is like, give it up, dude. Like, you keep trying. It's not fucking happening. Somebody could also be trying to take this person out. And because this person can see, it's obviously it's hard. obviously. Also, somebody is going to want to turn themselves over to the Lord because they know that they are being under surveillance as well. So somebody's going to use that I'm repenting, whatever, and not. So this could be somebody who knows that they're going to jail. Okay, I am going to jail. There's no way that I'm going to be able to get out of that. Blah 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 blah. But at least if I say that, I am a repentant sinner, and I, can, show, or it looks as though, I am, then maybe that will, lessen my sentence. Also, somebody could be using that in jail as they come up for parole. They gave their life over to God. Somebody could be getting into church. Just getting into church. Somebody needs saving. Somebody. All right, I'm going to say this and I'm going to end this. Somebody knows there's more to a story. Okay? Somebody also, so this could be a situation where, like, say, I just said how this world is the Matrix, meaning it's what we see every day on TV, it's what we see in front of us, but then there's also what we don't see. So that would be, your alleged shadow governments. That would be, good case in point, these data centers. Which even the cover stories never made sense to me, because I don't know how you need something tangible to fuel something that's fucking visible, that's intangible. But apparently, I don't know. But I had just, saw on TikTok where somebody said, that the data centers were, this is all allegedly, that basically the data centers were actually the power centers for underground bunkers. And so that is the reason why there's going to be a water shortage and everything else, because all of those things are being funneled underground to power the bunkers or to feed the people or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that I believe that, but I'm definitely not saying that I don't. And so this could be a situation where you could also find that readers, people who can really see. I'm not talking about all the readers, because not all the readers are going to have to worry about this. I'm saying the ones who truly have the gift of sight need to be worried. This is, for the past couple of days, I've kept seeing this over and over in my mind. And so I don't know if we have American Horror Story fans here, but in that season, Apocalypse, where, the Coven cast came back. And so basically it was the end of the world, it was, the post-apocalypse, and the Antichrist was walking, he basically, was part of the super elite and everything. And they had bunkers, set up everywhere. But anyway, Myrtle Snow, who had the orange hair. So I don't even know if that is, so maybe that scene is significant about what's happening. She said, "Silly boy, if you want to bring on the end of the world, you have to kill all the witches." And so basically he was super powerful. He was, obviously because he was the Antichrist, but also he met his match in this one girl. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody on here watches American Horror Story, but if not, you need to go back to go watch that show and go to the season Apocalypse. And basically, he was in a room with the girl. and he showed his true face. And whereas most people will be scared and, run like, oh my gosh, it's the devil, I just saw the devil's face, she basically, did her witch thing, and she blew that man off his feet. And he said, who are you? Where did you come from? Because he knew that he met his match energetically or powerfully. So basically he couldn't defeat her, I guess. I don't know. But it's kind of giving energy like that. That readers, those who really do have the clairs and who really are gifted, should be wary. Because we're being watched and monitored. If your views have gone down, or for whatever the reason it's harder to upload videos, or your electronics are all fuzzy, or like crazy things are happening to your electronics and things like that, then yeah. If you know, if it's you, it's you. Somebody could be 45. Somebody could have been born in 68 or 86, 84, 85, 54, 45. I did say that. 48, 46, 43, 53, 83, 63, 36, 38, 34, 35, 73, 74, 75, 76, 78, 87, 67, 57, 40, 37. Those years could be significant. Those are the years of the readers. I was born in 73. Yeah. This is so this is a situation where, you'll see stuff on the news, you'll see events and everything happening and stuff like that, and because you do have the gift of sight, or because you do have whatever, what the real story is, so maybe what is shown on TV may not be real, or and for that reason, that makes you a threat. Also, people could start to find, okay, besides being under surveillance, something about the Salem witch trials, or there could be like a targeted campaign, or perhaps somebody, if you are a reader or if you have the gift of sight or something like that, you could find that people are trying to label you as crazy or demonic or dark or whatever. Possibly either because they're scared of your abilities, or because they know that you do have the power to call bullshit on whatever it is that they're saying and or doing. And so they're trying to discredit you. You could find that there is going to be some type of targeted media, something, or this could be coming out more and more, this narrative, how people who do readings or tarot card readers or, psychics or astrologers are of the devil. So you could basically see a bunch of religious people start popping up, and all of a sudden they seem to be hell-bent on, talking about that, or, a propaganda campaign against people who have the clairs. The easiest way I can say that. And you can notice that happening. More and more movies will be made that basically show readers or cast readers in a negative, demonic light. So people will, in an effort to make what you're saying lose its credibility. Oh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about, or they're just crazy, or, I wouldn't get a reading, or I wouldn't listen to that because they talk to the devil, like a whole, we need to save their souls, they need to be saved type of, energy. Perhaps somebody could be saying this about you. Or you could be saying that about somebody. If you want to bring on the end of the world, the first thing you'll have to do is kill all the witches. Somebody could know that too. Here's the thing. If you've not seen, everybody has an assignment. Please go to American Horror Story, all right, and watch season Apocalypse. I don't even know what season number it is, but this is just called Apocalypse. Watch that season. If you watch that season and if you watch The Matrix, you will understand everything that is going on in the world right now, but you'll most definitely understand why these things that are going to happen. So there's going to basically be a witch hunt, so to speak, but a more civilized, modern way. So instead of being burned at the stake, you'll be cast as. So, this could be some type of whatever where now you have to get, like, say, I'm just using this, but this is what I'm hearing. So say if you want to, do a channel where, you're monetized. Now you're going to have to, register yourself with some type of, accreditation board or, I'm just saying, allegedly, but it could be something like that. First of all, those wildfires are not wild at all. I'm going to say that. Somebody could feel as though, first of all, there's somebody out here who is a seer. I mean, this is Nostradamus. Ooh, the modern day Nostradamus. Ooh, in the flesh. There was a fruit fly all of a sudden buzzing around. There is a modern day Nostradamus. All right. Like there is somebody who is a seer. The dead talks to somebody. So this could be a situation where the dead could communicate with someone. So, say somebody comes up to you and they say to you, say somebody comes up to you and they say to you like, hey, say a passed on loved one, whatever. They could just be like, hey, I just wanted you to know, your brother wanted you to know that he lived, like, say, God forbid, if your brother's still with you, but say, it could be a situation like that where, say you lost a brother. I'm just using this as an example. And you meet somebody and, perhaps you don't know this person. You don't know that this person has any type of gift. And this person could just randomly say to you like, hey, you know what I mean? Your brother says that he's proud of you and he loves you very much. And you could be like, what? How the fuck do you know my brother? Like, what are you even talking about? It could be a situation like that. And because, this person is, has this ability, people could be trying to demonize this person. You could have this ability and you could find that people are trying to demonize you. I mean, I know people try to demonize me, but, like I try to tell people, do you think I like being able to see these things? Sometimes you see things and you see things you're not supposed to see. And once you see them or once you know them, you can never unknow them and unsee them. So I'm not talking to people who like say, in YouTube, there's 1,000 different readers and everything. And, I'm talking to someone who really has the gift of sight. Also, there's somebody out here who is trying to force it. So there's somebody out here who really does not have September 10th, September 12th could be significant. October 9th or October 12th or December 9th or December 10th could be significant. All right. The 19th, 18th or 17th could all be significant as well. But, this is somebody who basically is also, and I did pick this up. I think this was in Virgo's reading that somebody was a charlatan too. Meaning that somebody goes around and professes that they have this gift. Somebody goes around and professes that they are the one. that they are the Neo of the tarot world. And this person is a charlatan. Finally, I'm sorry. This person is a charlatan. Somebody also, their bloodline, going back to the real, I don't know, even know how we even got on this with witches and stuff, or tarot card readers, and I don't know. But somebody can trace their lineage back to the Salem witch trials, period. Now, this is a white woman. This was somebody whom in their former life, they were persecuted because of their abilities. Puritans are significant. I mean, obviously. So this could also be a situation where somebody could be trying to run and gain sanctuary someplace. Trying to hide from persecution and or execution. This is yeah. There's somebody out here who the government is very, very, very afraid of. Or I shouldn't say the government, I'm going to say the powers that be. There's somebody out here who is that movie Push. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie Push with Chris Evans and Dakota Fanning. If you've not seen that movie, watch that movie. And that movie, if anybody has seen that movie, send me like some heart emojis or whatever to let me know. But anyway, in that movie, basically the government basically hunted down people who had supernatural abilities. People who were telekinetic, people who could see, people who, you know, could, get inside people's minds, brainwash people, things like that. And somebody could be trying to hide out. Somebody could know that they are under, you know, under surveillance, under indictment, under something or another. Somebody wants somebody removed because as long as you are around, as long as you are alive, as long as you are in the picture, somebody will never be able to be successful in their schemes because you're going to always blow the lid wide open. Somebody wants to separate another person from you, or somebody wants you out of the picture so they can have that other person with them. So that way, you know, they can, you know, they figure, like I said, if you're out of the way, you know, that they'll have, you know, more influence, or they'll be able to, you know, get someone to do what it is that they need them to do. Somebody likes to get in people's minds. Somebody likes to fuck with people. Yes, you can leave a question. I'm getting ready to answer questions. My first instinct is no, but we'll see. We shall see. All right. Let me see. Any other? Let's see. Any birthdays? Somebody could be 32. Also, Taurus could be significant. When I was about to say that, what was about to come out? All right. Thinking any other? All right, the birthdays, what was it that came out? So we have somebody is very mystical. Somebody also has a black cat as well. Somebody is basically a gatekeeper. Somebody feels like somebody is a gatekeeper. And the reason and the thing that makes them so strong is their supernatural or their ability to see. Look at this cat. Look how long this cat's whiskers are. Somebody, you know, has precognitive feelings. Somebody can feel everything. Somebody can feel everybody. So this could be somebody who likes to basically be by themselves and stay by themselves because the stimuli from just being around other people or just the energy exchanges is just too much for somebody. Somebody feels everything. They feel everything. The energy vibrations, they can see it. So as you might see nothing, this person sees like literal energy waves. You know what I mean? Like, this is just like somebody who is, this is Neo. There is a Neo out here. And maybe that's what I'll name this reading. There is a Neo that is out here, a real live Neo. We'll call him the salvation. We'll call him Jesus. But there is a real live Neo that basically has come. All right. And this Neo basically is going to set afire the matrix that we've been living in. All right. A lot of people don't know that the things that you see on the internet have been handpicked for you to see. So your feed and my feed might be something completely different, even though we're on the same site. Okay. The feed that, you could be on the same app from your computer and from your phone, and your feeds will be completely different. All right. So this could be a situation where, somebody can see the underlining. Somebody is very good at reading between the lines type of situation as well. Somebody doesn't watch the news, or somebody does not believe what they see on the TV. Somebody knows that a lot of that stuff is reported in a biased way or something to that effect. Yeah, what I say, an unaliving at the bottom of the deck. Somebody had a baby with somebody too. So somebody's baby's mamas could be snitching, or this could come out that somebody is not taking care of their baby, and so the baby mama is trying to get back at that person, and getting back at that person, they could be snitching on them. Because somebody was a dog out here. They'll lick anything, they'll put their mouth on anything. Somebody is just ready to give it to whoever wants it. All right. Let me get some names out here, and we will get started. Then we will go. If you are a reader and pass this on, and you suddenly see where your views are down and things like that, because if you notice and you go on something, which I do, you'll go on readers and you can tell who the real readers are and who are the fake readers. You know what I mean? The real readers, they don't even really need cards. You know what I mean? They don't need cards. They can, pretty much read anything. And there are readers out here who I do watch, you know what I mean, who I can truly say are readers, you know what I mean? And then you have those readers who, they like to do a lot of and there's nothing wrong with using, oracle cards or anything like that. Speaking of which, who, like to use oracle cards, but this will just be like somebody will pull this card and it says anxiety. Somebody is just full of anxiety, and they have anxiety because you don't love them anymore, that type of thing. So somebody, you have your readers who rely very heavily on oracle cards and, picture cards and things like that. Not picture cards, but oracle cards, and cards that have, that basically do a lot of the heavy lifting. And then you have some readers that I found who, there was one reader, Divine Soul Sessions. If you've never checked her out, check her out. She's amazing. She, she's a reader. She can read anything, So those types of readers are going to find that they've been shadow banned, that their views are being dropped off. Their views have significantly increased when they do lives and everything. Their numbers are not reaching the numbers that they used to reach. But then you'll have those readers who basically sit there and talk about a lot of fluff and everything, and they have like 89, 40, 50, 75 people, on their lives and their chats. So, and that's not to knock anybody. What I'm saying is you'll be able to tell the readers, okay? And it's not such a good thing at this time to be a real live reader, because there are very powerful people who have plans, put in place, and, you being able to see through that shit is really not helping them out. Okay. All right. So if you are a reader, yeah, we're not, All right. Let's give me some for this collective. All right. What all flipped over? Okay. All right. Collective. I'll take these 3. And then one more shuffle. Oh. They keep flipping over in my hand. Alright. Well. The bottom of the deck, somebody has a curable STD. Alright, praise the Lord. We have Zoink, so somebody is on the down low, bisexual. Somebody moving on, but that came in reverse. Sometimes I read reversal, sometimes I don't, but I'm going to read a reversal in this instance because we talked about somebody not being able to move on. Also, crying for you. Somebody can't move on because you're not crying for this person. You don't miss this person. You don't want to come back to this person. And they miss you. They do. Something could have been significant about last year. Perhaps, this event happened, last year. Or perhaps you started, planning your magnificent getaway last year. All right. This is a good move. So if you were able to move away, or if you've been contemplating whether or not you should leave a situation, or, definitely follow that and go with it. It'll be a good thing for you. Somebody could also be facing legal issues. I did say that somebody could find out that somebody else has filed for divorce, and so someone may need to lawyer up. Co-workers. I also said that somebody could have been, dealing with someone else, and they could have claimed that it was their co-worker. Somebody could have also started having an affair with the co-worker. Something could have been significant about last week. Perhaps you could have made that move last week. And then we have rejection. Somebody definitely feels rejected in a situation. Also, you were tired of somebody rejecting your harebrained schemes, or somebody, feels like the reason why they keep getting rejected is because of you. Kindly, somebody also is a male prostitute out here. Somebody also has some type of screenshots and or text. Somebody could be trying to, bully you into making a decision and or move, something like that. Also, this could be a situation where now somebody wants to play the victim, or act like they've always been in your corner and they've always, been on your team, or however it goes out, and you could be pulling out your receipts like, wait a minute, what energy are you talking about? Because it didn't used to be like that. And then finally, you could be dealing with a middle-aged man between the ages of 30 to 40 years old. Okay. Oh, boy. Now let's get some names from the Stank On Your box. And see what we have. Readers. We also have the setup. Oh, that is whatever. A thing. Alright. Kingsley wanted to come out but didn't come out, so. Alright. I'm grabbing them off the floor. Well, I will say for me, because I know that I have definitely been shadow banned. So this is what I will say for me on my channel. Since this has happened to me twice, and basically trying to not say what needs to be said is counterintuitive to why I even did the channel, I'm going to go ahead and say those. I don't believe that the wildfires are random and wild. Okay. It looks like a clearing out to me. And then also, and this is for my Catholic brothers and sisters out here. Whoop, whoop. I said this before. Those 4 cardinals that have whatever rebelled against the church, hey, Mary, they're not wrong. The whole story behind that has not been told. They are not wrong. God keeps saying that to me over and over and over again. They are not wrong. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know. But I do know that. So, you know, those four being ostracized is what I'm hearing, because they are trying to keep the real, the true, for staying true, or they see where perversions of the religion or something like that. Yeah. So something to that effect. But anyway, we have Mason. Something could be significant about a white male. We have Mason twice. That's crazy. So somebody's name could be Mason. Somebody could be a Mason. Twister weather is a common. So there's a storm coming, whether that be literally or figuratively. But whatever this is going to be something that's definitely going to interrupt your life. We have Hunter. Somebody could be a hunter. Hunting season could be getting started soon. We have Donna. They know that you are the truth now. Okay. Don't give up on the relationship. Jeezy, I'm gonna get it right back. So this could be where you took a loss, but that's okay, because whatever it is that you lost, you will always recoup. Bed-Stuy could be significant. Bedford-Stuyvesant, New York. Why did I was just listening to Biggie yesterday. What did he say? Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one. My borough is thorough. Shouts out to Christopher Wallace. Bruh, the lyrical skills on that man, and no wonder they had to kill Biggie, because with Biggie alive, nobody else was gonna eat. Like, what? Who? Yeah. Shouts out to him. They played them, and so now they're coming back to you with their tail between their legs. We have Wright, college student. So we did say that earlier about college loans, college student. We have Adeline. Somebody loves getting their salad tossed. Oh. And that could be somebody's specialty, is tossing somebody's salad. I did say somebody was a male escort. We have Euclid. We have Jamie. We have Nelson. We have Smith. No homo. So this could also be a situation where you also, with that whole, with this card too, somebody also could have got caught being seen with a transvestite. This is also a situation where somebody is a male prostitute, so somebody could impersonate women, and somebody could have gotten caught out there like that. So some pictures could come out of, of a man dressed as a woman too. Or it could come out that that's what somebody dates on the low, and somebody basically lives a very heterosexual lifestyle, or somebody is very like uber uber homophobic. We have Ross. We have Lord, I can't pull that card out. That card is specific to where I live. Good Lord, good day in the morning. Your child may be in trouble. There's a senator that's involved. We have Klein. We have Carter. Somebody's name could be Mike. Somebody is trying to pump you for information at this time. If you cough, they cough. Somebody needs to get off your dick. We have Atlas. Somebody's car is about to be repossessed. We got niggas in Paris because niggas ball so hard. Okay. They're exhibiting fake love to you. All right. So somebody that you are dealing with, they're the fake ones. And perhaps they were trying to make it seem like you were the fake one, you were the problem, when in actuality it was them the whole time. Somebody is hung. Somebody is hung, but somebody's last name could be Hung. Han. So what is it? The game could be significant. Somebody could be dealing with the Gemini female to be exact. Somebody's name is Keisha. We have Dante, friend or foe. So you could be asking somebody that you're not quite sure because of the way that they move. Their stepfather, so somebody else's stepfather could be significant. Somebody feels inferior to you. We have Torres. Your stepmother could be significant, or you, somebody, or okay. You could be a stepmother to somebody's children, and perhaps we're going to go back to the whole college student thing. So as somebody's stepmother, you know what I mean? So say this is a situation where you marry someone and they have kids, right? And so now their kids, you know, are in college and they need the dad to, you said, I've got a lot of books. Hey, agent, thank you for joining me. You know, and so the child needs, you know, for the father to sign as a co-signer for the student loans. Well, because you're married to the father, now that's going to obviously affect your credit and affect, you know, your financial situation, because, you know, as a married couple, when he signs, you know, basically is like both of you all are signing. And so, you know, there could be some type of discussion about that, because, you know, if you're going to be co-signing a loan for the kids and everything, like, then that means now that I'm legally responsible for that as well. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. We have Harper. We have Brill. We have Mila. Enemy of the state could be significant. Something about Gene Hackman as well. We have let them find out the fat meat is greasy. So stop trying to save people. Okay. We have Mike again, so that name could be significant. Somebody is a Scorpio. We did say that. We have Riley. It's time to bug out, so it's time to leave. Okay, it's time to leave. They are innocent. We have Taylor. We have King. We have Daisy. So what? So this could be a situation where you asking somebody a question, they want to like, so what? Or you're saying like, did you do this to me, or did you do that, or were, you know, is it true that you da 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 da? And somebody is doggish, like, yes, and so what? So somebody's super doggish. We have Hanson. You got too close to the truth, and that's the reason why, you know, people could be treating you as the enemy, or you could feel somebody feels ostracized right now. Isolated. Rock boys in the winter is, so somebody is nice with that rock. We have Dakota. We have Gunner. Somebody is also a gunny sergeant as well. A gunny sergeant could be significant. Somebody is also the drug link. We have West, so something about the direction west. That could be somebody's last name. Speaking of West, Kim Kardashian West. Whatever happened to that story where basically they seized all those drugs that were on her private jet? Because you ain't heard nothing else about that, period. Not in the news, anything. So basically, her jet got stopped and got searched, and they found a whole bunch of drugs on her damn plane. Okay? And nobody has said a word about that. We have Boston. We have Ruben. We have Houston. Ariel. We have a Virgo, could be significant. We did say Virgo was significant. We have Tia. Something about Muslims, Islamophobia as well, could be significant too. Assimilating. So this is an ongoing campaign, you know, to basically paint people of, you know, who worship Islam as monsters and everything, and saying how they need to assimilate and how they need to assimilate to the American way, which I don't even know what in the fuck that means, because America is a melting pot of all different things. But that shit. So, and I'm not, listen, if Islamophobia has no place on my channel, okay? So if you subscribe to that, please use this as an opportunity to unsubscribe and never come back here ever again. All right, because we don't hate anybody over here. We definitely, you know, will protect those people who are being unfairly targeted and whatever, because what we are seeing in this day and time is a real live religious crusade in an effort to write Islam off the map, I believe, allegedly. But anyway, there's a big opportunity coming your way. Somebody's a fly guy, so you could be meeting, you know, a ladies' man, somebody who dresses well, who, you know. We have Martinez. Somebody, they're looking for you. So you could have been the one that dipped out on somebody, and this person is basically, searching high and low for you. Somebody is about to hit the lottery, so play that number. All right, we have Reed. We have Honda. A Honda could be significant. We have a milkmaid, so somebody could, be gifted at milking people for money and or resources, or somebody could feel that way about you. We have Calvin. An iPhone could be significant. We have Noah. We have King. They could work a 9 to 5, or I did say that somebody claimed that they were at work when in actuality they were entertaining someone else. All right. Now let's get to the questions so I can log off at 1 hour and 54 minutes. That's a long time. All right. It says, all right, is Dennis, all right, the name is Denise. Pick a card. Okay. So Denise, let's see, what do we have for you, mamas? For Denise. You know what? Let me see this. What do we have for Denise? Denise. So we have a King of Pentacles. Somebody could be incapacitated. Somebody could be getting out of the hospital. Somebody could be wheelchair bound. Also, somebody's money is not right. Somebody's money is not right. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus gentleman. If this is not an earth sign gentleman, this is somebody who used to be financially stable, and perhaps this person could have recently gotten ill, or this person's health was affected. So now this person could also have gotten injured on the job or something like that. And because this person is not able to work at this time, somebody's money is fucked up. This could be, your boss. This could be a boyfriend, a husband. Could also be like a business owner. But this is somebody who used to be financially stable, and this could be somebody who's worried about money at this time, because perhaps there was 2 incomes coming into a house, but now there's only one. I'm sorry, I didn't let you all see the cards. And perhaps there's only one income coming in because somebody is, is what I'm hearing. Also, we have the Chariot. You could be dealing with the King. Somebody could have gotten into a car accident as well. So somebody could also be waiting on a car insurance payment or payout. Somebody was injured. So this could be like a settlement that somebody is working on or waiting on. So you could have met somebody and, they could have told you, well, the reason why I don't have any money is because, I got injured, but I have this big settlement coming and everything. Somebody doesn't have a car right now. So, yeah, somebody have gotten into a car accident. Somebody's car could have gotten totaled. Somebody is waiting on an insurance payout or an insurance settlement at this time. Also, this King of Pentacles, if that's not the case, this King of Pentacles could be a Cancer. And whoever this King of Pentacles is, this King of Pentacles is not making any money anymore because this person's health is failing. This person is not able to move around or to, I don't know, Denise. You also somebody could have cut this person off, or this person could have gotten, laid off from their job or something like that because this person has been unable to work. Somebody also could be suicidal. So I don't know who this is in your life, but you need to see about this person. Also, this would be a situation where somebody could be worried that somebody, Russia could be significant. Somebody could live in an apartment, and it might not be the best apartment, but it has a terrific skyline. Somebody also could be in hiding as well, or somebody is trying to stay off the radar. Somebody could have gotten themselves in some shit. Somebody could be scared that somebody is after them too. I don't know. You could also be dealing with a Taurus as well as a Gemini. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer could all be significant. You could be in a relationship with or a marriage with a Cancer and find out that this person had a secret lover on the side. Or something about Gemini. All right, Denise, let me know if that resonated, please. All right, who else? Let's see. Don, did you ask me a question? No. All right, Rosalina, you said your friend. Has your friend Jocelyn been speaking ill of you behind your back? Has Jocelyn been speaking ill of you behind your back? Let's see. Fuck that bitch. I'm just playing. Just playing. All right. No. She's not been talking about you. I don't think so, because that's not really Scorpios. We don't do a lot of shit talking behind somebody's back. We're gonna do that shit talking to that person's face. And if somebody does talk shit about somebody's behind somebody's back, they've already said it to the person already. Not every Scorpio is the same, but yeah. So I would say no, Rosalina, no. All right. Right now, does anybody else want to ask me a question before I log off? Make it general, yes or no, and I will do that for you before I log off. All right. Hey, okay, well, of course, Michael, answer your question, baby. Ask your question. You know I gotcha. You say, will you confront Josh? All right, let's see. Michael and Josh. Y'all got beef. You're mad. Or somebody's a Capricorn. So you're contemplating whether or not you are going to, how you're going to do it. Not if you're going to do it, but how you're going to do it. Because you feel like Josh is the reason why. Perhaps a relationship with the Queen of Cups. Perhaps this is your mom or your girlfriend. Somebody is overweight as well. Or not overweight, but somebody could be, plump. While that relationship ended, or why somebody no longer wants to speak to you or deal with you, or vice versa. Somebody could have possibly told somebody's mother, or told somebody's girlfriend that they were gay. And as a result, this person walked away. So this could be a situation where somebody outed somebody. Possibly. Either somebody outed somebody or somebody lied on someone and said that this person started a rumor that was not true. Yeah, no, somebody lied, and yeah, no. So basically, somebody told somebody's tea. Somebody let it be known what somebody is into. So perhaps somebody told somebody's mom or somebody told somebody's girlfriend. Somebody was dealing with somebody whom they weren't attracted to. So whoever this woman was, this woman could be, overweight. She's got a gut. Like, he don't even love you. He loved me. So what I am getting is that, all right, listen. Is that somebody basically has been telling somebody secrets. Talking to somebody's family or telling somebody that they are perhaps in a same-sex relationship. In an effort to break someone up or to make somebody leave someone so this could be a situation where somebody goes both ways, and somebody could be dealing with a same-sex lover as well as a heterosexual partner at the same time, and one partner is jealous of the other partner, and so basically they call themselves chatting your business or chatting somebody's business in an effort to, create a breakup scenario. Will you rock out on this person? You're planning on catching this person off guard. So this could be a situation where you just plan on, like, if you ever see this person, you're gonna walk up on this person and punch the fuck out of them. No, you're going to let it go. First of all, because you might meet somebody else, or you've been speaking to somebody else and they're just going to convince you just to let it go. It's over. It's done. Let it go. Just don't fuck with that person again. You said you may. Yeah, you might. But I see... because somebody made a spectacle. So this could be a situation where somebody outed somebody, or somebody, made a whole show about whatever this is. So somebody did this in front of people. So this could be a situation where, you were arguing and somebody just made, where it should have been like a quiet conversation between you two. Somebody chose to do something in a very public setting around a lot of people to make sure that people heard. Somebody did that with the express purpose of breaking or separating someone. Here we go. We did say that somebody was going to try to come on and save somebody. See, I am a good reader. Did we just say that it was going to be like a Bible holy roller coming in? All right, let's see. So, yeah, that's what I see, Michael. I see that. Yeah, no, you're just going to end that relationship. Period. You're not going to sleep with this person or deal with this person again. First of all, we need to do a personal, baby, so I'm not going to say no more. But there was a lot of juices and stuff, so yeah, somebody is, yeah. Anywho, okay. No problem, baby. Did anybody else have a question? Mary, okay. What do I need to know about my August Leo ex who keeps calling me out of the blue every 2 months, even though he's with somebody else? Not to fuck with him. You need to know that. All right, let's see. Well, first of all, he's not calling you because he's not happy or he's not where he wants to be. He's calling because he's calling because whoever he's with doesn't dote on him the way that you do, which is part of the attraction of why he's where he's at. Also, he's calling in case shit goes south, that you'll always be there, and then also to make sure that you've not moved on, because that's an ego thing. And I haven't even pulled any cards for that. But anyway. And he's crazy. Don't be no fool. Stop talking to him. That was a very toxic ex. First of all, somebody is a head fuck mind player. Don't be a fool, because basically he wants to play you as if you are the side. So this is a demotion. So you went from being the main to the side. Also, somebody moved in with somebody's roommate is a guy or something, or you all were roommates, you all possibly lived together, shared a residence and everything. This could have possibly have been your child's father or something like that, your baby's daddy. And you could have left him because you had some type of suspicions, perhaps, about what he was actually into. So basically, you had suspicions of what he may have been into, but you weren't really sure. And everything. First of all, you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. Alright. So this could be a situation where you could have left somebody, or you had some type of suspicions that your person could have been batting for the other team, and perhaps they broke up with you and everything. You know, they started cheating on you and they broke up with you because, you know, you got a little too close to the truth. You know, you called some shit out, or you could have mentioned something to, you know, this person, and basically, you know, they had to run for cover. Somebody could have moved in with a guy also. Okay. You said you knew? Yeah. He could have moved in with a guy. So he could be trying to temperature check this to make sure that you're not about to say anything or whatever. But yeah. Somebody is in a relationship with a man. And this is a man who has movies. Or he got breast implants. So somebody could have gotten into a relationship with a transgender as well. So I don't know about that one there, baby. Yeah. Yeah, I just think he's coming to basically see how mad you are and to see if you're going to tell anybody his secret. So, all right. Is there anybody else before I go? You're very welcome, baby. I hope that helped. Stay away from him. Put his ass on block. He means you no good, and he can never give you what it is that you're looking for. Okay? All right. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, share the content, as it may not have pertained to you specifically, but it could pertain to somebody that you know, and it could be potentially very useful. Thank you again. I will try to get back on here at least one more time before the end of the month. no promises because it has been like super crazy around here. So to everybody out there, be safe and thank you so much. Deuces. Bye.